Okay, let's try it again. I don't want to hear myself. If you're able to hear me, give me a sign as I load Unity. Face to the cat, yay to the audio. Oh boy. I think it was this one. Man, it's been a while, huh? Well, we are back, and things are good. See what's happened since the last stream. Besides what I said in the updates about, programming progress and lots of the 3D assets being done, we just have some of the hospital, and I want to revisit some of the mall, and then those will be all done. Then it's a matter of putting everything down, which is part of what I do here. And sound design, music are ongoing, and programming is proceeding rather well. Let's see if I can hop on Skype and, well, no, it's an old GIF. The programmer sent me like our scrolling menu UI, which we made from scratch. So when you're scrolling through your skill list, you can go from the top to the bottom, or the bottom to the top, or scroll, and it's quick and responsive, and that's kind of the goal. So if you've been tuning into the streams, you'll see we've actually made a little bit of progress, which is awesome. Yeah, I'll drop myself in there to walk around one of the rooms with you. I guess you can kind of ignore the frame rate if it drops. That's my computer. It's still booting up. It's doing a lot of stuff. Not representative, but at least you get to see it, right? I'll also chime in on the chat every now and then. Dragon Lord asks, "Did you all have a good holiday?" I'll let all respond in the chat. As for myself, yes, I had a good one. Just spent it with family. Had my sister and niece and brother-in-law come in. Didn't get in terms of like gifts, I didn't get like any crazy video game style gifts. I bought myself a bunch of anime and other movies because the deals were so ripe. If you ask me which ones I got, I'm not going to be able to tell you because I think I got 20 different shows. Or not 20 different shows because some are like part 1 and part 2, but there's quite a few. And I intend to watch them eventually. Just like Unity. Eventually, I will load in. We had a little bit of snow and a lot of freezing rain here in Georgia last night. So I'm looking out the window here, and there's a tree and there's icicles hanging from the leaves. It's kind of cool. They're kind of cold, I guess, if you want to be more on the nose. Ah, good old Master Jr. says he spent Christmas at Argentina with grandparents. That's awesome. I have another good friend that I used to work with. He was from Argentina. Or not was, he still is, but you know what I mean. So I know them Argentinians are good folk, since I now know two people from there, and they are both very cool. You can do it, Unity! Oh, anti-malware service executable. You love using my disk. Oh, it just switched places with Unity. I think we're gonna get in there now. Yeah! Okay, so I think where we left off in the prior stream, we had just put up some, you know, classroom tags, and we put this vending machine in there, and we had gone through this classroom. The shell of a cicada, it sang itself utterly away. Goody, good for it. Although I might have added the clock. Some wall decorations I've added in. Oh no. Oh no, I'm stuck. I believe we had put these lockers in there, which is fine. I haven't put a corner pillar like this thing here. I have different versions of this that go into outside corners like this, and obviously in single walls like that. So all those little corners will be covered up. I'm sure during like QA, once we start doing that sort of stuff, we're gonna find a ton of these that I miss, and that's okay. That's what QA is for. What's down here? Oh my goodness, nothing. Oh, well, I haven't put a loot point in there yet. I think there's treasure in the final version as I frame rate clip my way through this place. Okay, and so I think one of the final things that we did in the last stream was put up the poltergeist chairs with the locker sitting on them, and there's two chairs behind it. So I imagine that before the school was abandoned, like this was where people kind of stood guard. Just a little backstory I make up as I go along. And then I put together this classroom the other day, just because I felt like it. Never trust an atom. They make up everything. One of the things I want to do is take out some of the chairs, but as soon as I do that, it destroys the prefab and it becomes a lot harder to move them or to copy them. So that's probably something I'll do toward the end, because I just think there's too many chairs, too much geometry. So that's that. We'll go down there in a sec. You can see up here we have a PA speaker that we'll be tossing up in the top area of a lot of the rooms. A neat little picture of space, got some cool posters. Research is what I'm doing when I don't know what I'm doing. Is it Werner von Braun or is it Werner von Braun? Doesn't matter, I guess. Well, it matters, but not for the stream. Another thing I did, even though it doesn't make sense to have him in the back of a classroom, it's a very, very large room. So we made a bunch of lockers. That locker has some books in it. That locker has a little letter hanging out of it. Someone stuck it in there. Baseball club. Oh, you can see the vending machine through the window. There's a vending machine over there. There's a propped open locker, some binders and books. There's another letter, another binder. Binder locker, locker with binders. And this just adds a little more, I do this to add more variety to the dungeon, so it's not just wall after wall after wall. You're kind of making your way through a bunch of lockers, desks, rooms. Takes dungeon crawling to the next level. Ideally, I mean that would be the ideal. There's one other room that I performed some visual surgery on. Let's see if I can find it. I know we're getting to areas I haven't done now. Ah, geez, it's too much of a maze. I'll just cheat. We had done this room previously. It's just a bunch of desks in the middle. Here we do. There's another room. This is just a locker room. There's just a bunch of lockers. Some are open, some aren't open. So I'm not sure how everyone's high school is laid out, but some of them around here do have sort of like, oh yeah, the freshman lockers are in these rooms because we don't have enough teachers to make it a classroom. I don't know. So there you have that. Awesome. Progress, right? Now let's continue on. It seems like I'm building out this way. And I need to refer to my hand-drawn maps, but I think this big area here is actually an event. So we'll need to kind of block off this spot here just to remind me. It's not accurate, but it'll just be there for me. Oops. Yeah. That way I know, like, don't sweat it. Don't sweat doing anything back there, because we'll have background image there, and you'll probably warp in there or there. And the good thing about the progress I've made is that now I have groups of prefabs that I can quickly use to fill in similar areas. Like this area can be another locker room. So why not? but to keep it a little, I think we have some down here. I want to grab that one. Give me that one. Yeah. Fine tune it after I put them in. Ta-da! Some of that doesn't seem right. I mean, look at that. That's goofy pants. Like, that's knocking into that. See, this is what I mean about getting rid of a prefab too soon. See how I clicked on those instead of that? That's why I don't want to mess with all those desks quite yet. Man, those are gone. Bummer, huh? And I thought my high school was big. Testing, testing, check, check, 1, 2, 10. I repeat, 1, 2, 10. 1, 2, 10. What is this, Home Alone? Let's see if those even have this stuff on. Yeah, see, those ones do. Where's this all coming from? What a pain in the butt. I don't understand at all. Okay, so let's take those. Alright. Those ones are good. Those ones are good. Those ones are good. Just gotta move them a little. Just a little bit off. There we go. Cool. These ones seem mostly okay, as long as that's not... Nope, it is. Oh no. Boo-hoo. Make sure they're away from the wall. Then we can move these ones back. That's pretty close. 1, 2, 10. Yes, I forgot how to count. You're funny. Since this works as a pretty good 2-panel barricade of sorts. Poltergeist chair, poltergeist chair. I want to make sure that I'm not picking only part of that locker. Locker tall green. Okay. That's right. We're putting it here. Of course, that's going to mess everything up. So, we'll just have to do them separate. 90. I actually think that one is reversed. Sure. 0, 0. Never mind. Three and 6. Ta-da! Almost. Sure is cutting that thing in half. There. As long as it's sitting on those chairs, I don't care. Cool. Let's pull our 2 suckers here. Good enough for me. It's another little barrier. Ta-da! Yeah! Wow! Let's see, what can we do here? This is a good candidate for another wall, just a plain wall. I know it's not school blueprint accurate, but the more I do this, the less that's my concern. As I keep playing other dungeon crawlers and I see no effort to do that, so why should I? It just makes things harder. Need that. Yeah, you got yourself another little wall. Perfect. In the chat, Dragon Lord. So what do you think of VR and the VR platform in general? And do you have any interest in creating games for VR once you are done with your current projects? My thoughts on VR are complicated. I think the technology is really, really interesting, but just like the Dreamcast, no matter how cool your hardware is, you need compelling software. And what VR has right now are tech demos. Demonstrations of the hardware technology. It needs something compelling to make people say, ah, yeah, I'll get that. I don't think it has that right now. That said, do I have any interest in creating a VR title? I do have one idea, and it is a very good idea. But it's a large scope project, and it would need a lot of money. I don't have that. So it's something I would have to try to secure some external fundings for. It's not green, that's gray. But it's a really interesting idea that I have. And I wish I could talk more about it, but it's an idea that I'm pretty certain would get stolen. I don't have any green doors. That's messed up. I'll put these here for now. Because these are all one unit. It's going to become very difficult to do that. all these doors green? No. So we now have ourselves a green door. Yeah! Except for all the other parts to it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Now we have a green door. That back over here just helps me. Why do you sound like Soldier 76? I'm not kidding. You have that low-tone voice, as if you're wearing a mask. Now I'm gonna ask something stupid. Who's Soldier 76? Alright. And that's how we prop it open. Cool. Actually, just 0.3. Isn't that nice? This one I just want to have sort of messed up. More on its side. No, then it's hard to prop. So it's 0. It's close enough. People won't be seeing it that close up. But they will see that it's floating. Neato. It's just sort of hanging off. I think Soldier 76 is one of the characters from Overwatch. You're probably right. That's one of the games that I have not played. I think it's just because I'm not like big on multiplayer competitive games. Not that there's anything wrong with them, it's just something I'm not good at. And because I'm not good at it, I know to stay away. Now I want to put all these in the empty prefab. Green water spread, because they're spread out a little more. Not like it matters. It's just for me to know what they are. Oh, scrolling will take forever, huh? Yeah, it will. Annoying. Takes a long time. It's a little easier. Alright, that's all that stuff. Toss it into my super duper special high school prefab. Ta-da! Now I can use it as much as I want. What else can we do with this room? No, I don't think I can. No, I can. I'm changing my geometry because I know what I want to put there. No. Yes. Ladies' room. Since we didn't make toilets or anything, it's no sign on that side. We didn't make toilets or nothing, so it's just gonna be a place you can't get into. fix all that. Seems straight enough. And outside of a little locker room, let's put a little drinky poo. Don't drink poo, just drinky poo. Health potion. Beer. I hate math. Yes, yes. It's a cute drinking fountain. I like it. Okay, cool. So that's another area. I don't really like this setup here. I don't like all this crap. Crap. I think what we might do instead is just, let's see, let's take it from someplace. For whatever reason, I really like these, the whiteboard obstacle. I think it's cool. Because it has that sort of man-made feel to it. I think we'll just make a whiteboard barrier room, more or less. Where do they get all these boards? Oops, don't want that, don't want that. Chairs are missing something though. Okay, let's try this again. Well, more chat stuff here. Let's see. Yep, that's the guy. Hi! Hi, Zai. Hi. Or, you know what that room's missing? An entrance. How are you supposed to get in there? Which means I must investigate. It won't show up on my map as a wall. Merry New Year and Happy Easter. Yeah, of course. Let's see. So those sides are all walls. Gotta get out to the other side somehow. Not through there. Not through there. But by cheating, push myself right out there. That's a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6-ish. Oh, here's an invisible wall. Aha! What's this top one? You. So, if I wanted to do like invisible walls in this game, that would be how you do it. You just look at your map and you see, oh, there's not actually a wall there. But for this game, it doesn't make any sense to have that. It's a little too. This is funny to say because the girls are zombies. It's a little too supernatural. Um, because it's imposing some sort of supernatural element to the building. And since these are still grounded structures and not magical, mystical dungeons from another universe, it doesn't work. Oh, but if it were. I don't like how some of these are spread. I just had an idea. What if, since we have girls' potty over here, we'll just turn this into a guy's potty? And perhaps this into a chain of lockers. It doesn't have to have as much description, as much thought. Let's make it a double bathroom. Wow, I almost nailed that. There you go. Get rid of all this stuff. I'm just starting to get concerned about the number of, the amount of geometry in a floor. I might, well, depends how it all renders once we get our, what do you call it, target frame rate stuff all patched in. But we might need to lower geometry or split the levels even further, which is fine. Will be the same, just smaller. We're in more Final Fantasy XII area chunks. Very excited for that remake, by the way. Remaster, sorry. This would be a good place to put some of those pillars. Glass pillar or intersect pillar. 2.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. I think that's just for walls. Which is what I would need it for. Okay. Let's take that one then. Those are much larger. Why are those much larger? I think they need to be though. actually need to stick out a little bit on both sides while not coming through this side and not cutting off the window. Yeah, that's actually the right one. So it just needs its values reversed. Oops. Not quite. That's not quite it either, huh? I think I'll stick with that. It's pretty good. That's perfection. Woohoo! Wish I had some posters about like no peeping, but alas. Cheese emojis, I can do more. I got banned from YouTube. You guys are goofy. I don't know. I want to do some emojis now. Let's see. What's a giant asshole emoji here? Oh, here you go. It's appropriate for cheesing. Yeah, that's how I do things. To extreme. And right next to oops. Whoops. I was gonna put that here. I noticed there's like no windows up above it, but I don't think that matters. I think it's just sort of a bathroomy thing. You know what I mean? So people aren't like climbing above there and looking in, but they climb above here and look in. But hey, no one's gonna do that in the game, so it doesn't matter. Also, since this is a guy and a girl bathroom, kind of want to do like a tall one and a short one. So we'll just dump it to a little bit smaller. Yeah, whatever, right? Not that, you know, girls are dainty and have to drink out of a lower one, but I think outside of two different bathrooms, it's nice to have two different water fountains. For options, in case you're like, I'm tall thirsty or I'm short thirsty. That's how it happens. So it's cool we have like this geometry, and then all I have to do is go around and add, you know, like the the wall decoration stuff to make it come alive. You know what this room needs? That's right. Well, not a fire extinguisher, but PA speaker. Probably wire it. Wire it, yeah, wiring it. Place it up yon. Point 7 is where I'm placing them all. For height, anyway. That's not all. I'm also going to hang a flat screen on the wall. No real reason. But this one gets a flat screen. How is it mounted to the wall? You'll never know. Weak or no signal. No kidding. Like here, could put another cork board with all the little cute club ads on it. Oops, my finger slipped. Oops. Oh boy. Then on this side, how about just a big empty one? But it feels just a little bit lonely. So, because it's not on a prefab, let's put this here. Baseball one on it. Oops. There. Somebody's got a eyesight. They didn't line it up good. Alright. Pretty cool, huh? It's just a couple little doodads we added in there. It's great we don't have to do anything inside there because it's walled off. You won't go in there anyway. Cool. So today we got 1, 2, 3, we did 4 rooms. It's pretty cool, right? And we did that back there. We rearranged some stuff. We found a bug where there wasn't an entrance. We got a pretty good, it's a good slice of the school there that's done. And, like I said before in this stream, the first time you have to do this is really, really tough. But then we'll have all these things to pull from. Like if I need, how many squares is this? 1, 2, 3 squares locked off. Whoop. I'll just highlight those suckers somehow. Gotta get under the ceiling, I'm sure. Or, I'll just do it this way. And then I'm sure they're all lined up next to each other here, yeah. I get 2 bonus chairs. May as well add the whiteboards to it. So let's see, real quick, let's see if we can find a spot for 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And a spot for a whiteboard. Perfect. I'll take it. I'll take the whole darn thing. Hmm. Take that chair. There. Take that chair. Move that there. Let's find it. Just for a little variety. Let's toss those this way. That way it's not exactly the same. It's just quite similar. And that's kind of what I mean when I say it's only tough that first time. You always remember your first time. See, I have to put the whiteboards back to back because they're supposed to hang on a wall, and that's why we didn't add any geometry to the back side. So it's all on the front side. Which is also why I have to take it down, negative point whatever. see between them anyway, but just to be sure. It's a little too low. Oh, I burped, excuse me. That doesn't make sense. It's just close enough, that's good. And just like that, another thing. And I already know what I'm going to do here. Those. That. That. But down. And I think this will be a pretty good place to put a whole bunch of, I think these are just the books though. Yeah, they're just the books. Where's the shelves? Shelves. Yeah. Before that, just get a standard little podium in here. I don't want all of it, I just want that. I'm just doing this so you don't feel too crunched when you walk by this. 20, 40, 60, 26. Because you'll clip through it if I put it out too far. I think around there you'll be okay. Put a big whiteboard behind them. This will actually work better. Oh boy! Sorry for going like autistic on the scrolling. I don't know if it'll give you like bad feeling in your stomach. He's scrolling around like crazy. Wow, 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 I'm all over the place, or whatever. Cool. What was I gonna do there? Oh yeah, a bunch of shelvings. They didn't like my stinky cheese emote cheesing. That's okay, I did. Just want to see how these things stack. Do they stack? Do they look weird when you stack them? How tall are they each? Seems they are 0.3 tall. Looks alright stacked. Gives you a sense of a library of sorts. And then what I'll have to do is go through and remove a bunch of the books. How many will I need to make a 1 or 2 size wall? Seems to take 2 of them for a single wall. Just fine and dandy. It can stick out a little bit. Try to make it as uniform as I can. One. Since Unity likes to change these teeny tiny values, it's good to get them all in as best I can now. 0.81, 0.31. Can I do that without them getting into each other? Oh, perfect. That way it's a 0.5 difference, which makes it really easy to prefab and reproduce. You can see then I can do something like mix and match. Yeah! Sweet! Right? Pretty cool. Oh, that's a lot of books. Oh, their names are so long. I just want to see what their names are. There, that'll work. So we did C and we did D. Put an A. Put a B. Put an F. Since now I know that we put them all on a 2.95. 2.95. Put one of them at 0. One of them at 0.3. One of them at 0.6. Turn them all 90. So it'll be 20.31, I'm imagining. Bada boom. Oh, look at that. So nice. Alright, I just want to see real quick if that many books screws up. Like, I don't know if it really slows the game down, which is really hard to tell on this laptop. But that's okay. I mean, they should all be, you can see some of these are just like a big giant, they're just a big rectangle. So I don't imagine there's a whole lot going on with them. Looks good. I mean, you have a lot of copies of Dracula, but yeah, I don't think there's an issue. Like I said, if I do anything to remove individual books or book clusters, I'll do that after we get the whole mini library set up. Let's just take this one. Put it there. It's close enough. And then let's take, let's take this guy. Oh, okay, we can move him like 225. Wow. There you go. There you have it. Wall o' books. Let's see if I can get rid of a stack of Drac. There you go. It'll be kind of weird that oh good, they have backs. So we can totally do this. Break that prefab. Sorry, Dracula. Master Junior says, this looks great. Thanks. It's like an entire shelf of Dracula. Maybe I could just move these up. Get an actual entire shelf of it. Oh, that's probably a lot easier to do. Whoops, that was way too many. Yeah, this school really likes Dracula. There we go. Make a mockery of me, will you? Have at you, and such. dump other extraneous copies. Let's get rid of an entire shelf. Oops. Some escaped unscathed. Cool. Let's save it and give it a go. But see, now I can show you what I mean when I say, like, I want to do those after I place them all. Because now if I try to move that shelf, you see it just highlights that. So I would be missing that. I need to make sure I click that because I've destroyed that prefab. I've altered it. Gotta make sure I don't have too many books just sort of hanging out, because as you can see, they are empty geometry. Seems like I'll have to delete them in clumps, which I'm okay with, whatever. I mean, this looks way cooler than just a bunch of filled to the brim shelves. Cool. Yeah, see, now I have to make sure I click all that, because if I just try to click it, it'll just click those books. Those books are just the shelf itself. I could make new prefabs for all of that, but you got to keep in mind every time I do that, you're just increasing the number of assets in your project memory. And if you want to keep the game performing well, I have to make sure I don't do that too much. I'm sure somebody more experienced in Unity would be like, you're stupid, that makes no sense. And if so, awesome, then I'll just go around and do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that feels a lot nicer. Awesome. Why chat always reset? I don't know, did your chat reset? Mine didn't. I still got all my junk. All my junk. But anyway, guys, it's like 3:40. This was a good session. We definitely got a lot done. We almost got one entire wing of the school complete. And considering you'll probably get into an enemy encounter every 14 steps or so when you're playing through this the first time, trying to find where everything is and whatnot, that's a lot of exploring. That's maybe 20, 30 minutes of gameplay right there that we did. So awesome. That's really great. And I hope you had fun. And I didn't even really get to talk about the couple-year-old game that I just started playing. I I'm playing games more now that I want to play instead of like, oh, this game came out, I have to play it, or everyone's talking about this game, I gotta go play that one, which is fine. But right now, I've got such a big stack of games that I've bought over the past 5 or 6 years that I haven't gotten through. So I recently loaded up Lost Dimension, an Atlas published game developed by Furyu, Furyu, whose games I really enjoy. They're up there with like Aqua Plus for me in terms of small developers whose games don't often get brought to the West. Another game that you may have played by them was Unchained Blades. The first one came over, the second one did not. They did Extetra, which did not come over, but I grabbed on when I was in Japan. Yeah, their games are fun. They make good standard like RPGs with neat settings. I like Lost Dimension because it's like an RPG, but everyone's using guns, which doesn't happen too often. I guess Digital Devil Saga, if you want to count that. Valkyria Chronicles, if you want to count it as a standard RPG, which it wasn't. Same with stuff like Mass Effect. It's not really standard RPG, but it had guns. Yeah, I mean it's fun if you like games that clearly are trying to capture the Danganronpa. Pardon my pronunciation. I just think stupid names are stupid, but that's the name of it. Danganronpa. Danganronpa. Those sorts of murder mystery trader games. It's just another one of those, but it's fun. Oh, and while I'm here, you're gonna run across pitfalls in this game. So I don't know if it'll always show up like that, or if it'll show up like this, and then after you fall through it, will instantiate, or will load in this texture instead. But either way, to get around in the school, you're gonna have to find some pitfalls to get everywhere that you need to go. Oh, that was sort of all over the place. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see some of you next week. I'll see some folks tomorrow if you're in the $10 plus tier for the monthly sub events. We'll write sub events together, or you'll just, watch sub events be written. Either way, it's just for those folk. So that'll be that. Alrighty, bye bye. See you later. Thanks for stopping by.